Picture the way most charities ask for money. You stand in a town square with a single megaphone pointed at a crowd of strangers and shout your appeal as clearly as you can, hoping a few of them stop to listen. It works, a little, but now picture something different. Instead of one loud voice aimed at strangers, imagine 100 quiet voices, each one talking to the friends and family who already trust them, each one saying, "This cause matters to me, will you back me?" That second picture is peer-to-peer fundraising, and for a small charity with almost no budget, it can reach further than any megaphone you could ever afford. One honest note before we start: this channel is educational only, and nothing here is legal, tax, or fundraising compliance advice. I cannot promise you will raise any particular amount because no honest person can. And because this involves other people's information and money, treat data protection and careful record keeping as part of the work from day one. Follow the privacy rules that apply where you operate, such as the PDPA in Singapore, and only collect and use the details people have genuinely agreed to share. What peer-to-peer means. Let us define the thing plainly, because the name sounds more technical than the idea. Peer-to-peer fundraising simply means that instead of asking people to give to you directly, you ask your supporters to raise money for you from their own networks on your behalf. Each supporter becomes a small fundraiser in their own right. They set up their own page, tell their own story about why your cause matters to them, and invite their own friends, family, and colleagues to donate through it. The money still comes to you, but the ask does not. The ask travels through them. You might already know it by its everyday faces. Someone dedicates their birthday to your charity and asks for donations instead of presents. A runner signs up for a race and collects sponsorship for every mile. A group takes on a challenge and points all the proceeds your way. In every version, the pattern is the same. Your supporter does the asking inside a circle of people you could never have reached on your own, and you provide the cause, the tools, and the thanks. Why it works so well? The reason this is so powerful comes down to a single word, and that word is trust. When your charity asks a stranger for money, you are starting from zero. They do not know you, they have no reason to believe you, and most people quite reasonably hesitate. But when a person's own friend asks them to give, the trust is already there. It was built over years of friendship, and your supporter is quietly lending a piece of it to you. A message from a trusted friend lands in a way that no advertisement from an unknown charity ever could. On top of that borrowed trust, you get reach. Every supporter has a network you do not, full of people who have never heard your name, and peer-to-peer opens a warm door into all of them at once. And it does this cheaply. You are not buying ads or renting mailing lists. You are equipping people who already believe in you to speak to people who already believe in them. For a team with little money and less time, that combination, borrowed trust and free reach, is close to the best deal in fundraising. At the right moment, peer-to-peer works best when it is attached to a moment, something with a reason and a date, rather than a vague, open-ended request to please raise some money whenever you can. A moment gives your supporter a story and a deadline, and both of those make the ask far easier to send. The most natural moment is a personal one. Birthdays are the classic example because the social platforms make them simple, and asking friends to donate instead of buying gifts feels generous rather than pushy. Milestones work the same way: a wedding, an anniversary, a memorial. Then there are challenges, where the effort itself is the story. A run, a walk, a swim, a month without something, a long silence, a head shaved. The harder or stranger the challenge, the more their friends want to sponsor it. You can also create a shared campaign, a single week or a single weekend, where you invite many supporters to fundraise together toward one visible goal, so everyone feels part of a wave rather than fundraising alone. Whichever you choose, tie the ask to a moment, and it will carry itself much further than a standing invitation ever will. Make it easy. Here is where many charities lose the money they almost raised. A supporter says yes, they are willing to fundraise for you, and then you hand them friction. A confusing form, no clear page to share, no idea what to say, no reply for a week. Enthusiasm has a short shelf life, and a willing champion who hits a wall simply drifts away. So your job is to make saying yes as close to effortless as you can. Give them a ready-made place to fundraise, whether that is a feature on a donation platform or a simple page you set up for them, so all they have to do is share a link. Provide a short kit of things they can use, a few sentences describing your cause, a couple of images they are free to post, a suggested target, and a clear note on where the money goes. Answer quickly and warmly when they reach out, because a fast, friendly reply tells them they are supported, not alone. And keep the donor's path short too, because your champion's friends will give in a moment of goodwill that does not survive a broken link or a 10-field form. Give them a story. Even the smoothest tools will not raise much if your champion does not know what to say. Most people genuinely want to help, but they freeze when it comes to writing the actual message, because asking friends for money feels awkward. You can lift that weight off them. The single most important thing to hand a fundraiser is not a logo or a form, it is a story. Give them a clear, human reason your cause matters, in plain words, along with one concrete picture of what a gift makes possible. Not your annual figures, but something a person can see. This much support means one more child gets a safe place after school this term. When your champion has that, they are not asking for money in the abstract, they are sharing something they can stand behind. Encourage them to add their own why on top of it, the personal reason they chose you, because that is the part no charity can write for them and the part their friends will respond to most. Your job is to give them the frame and the facts. Their job is to make it personal. Together, that is a message people actually open their wallets for. Thank the fundraiser too. Peer-to-peer quietly creates two relationships, not one, and the mistake is to notice only the first. There are the donors, the friends who gave, and yes, they should be thanked. But there is also the fundraiser, your champion, the person who did the actual asking and put their own reputation on the line for you. They are, in many ways, worth more to you than any single gift, because a well-treated champion comes back and does it again next year and brings others with them. So thank them first and thank them well. Tell them specifically what their effort added up to and what it will change. Make them feel seen, not processed. Where you can, keep them in the loop afterward, show them the impact their small campaign helped create, and treat them as the genuine partner they have become. And remember that many of these fundraisers and quite a few of the donors they brought in are now warm to your cause in a way they were not before. Handled with care and with their permission, today's birthday fundraiser can become tomorrow's regular donor or volunteer. The relationship does not end when the campaign does. Mind the money and rules, because peer-to-peer involves other people handling money and data on your behalf. A little care here protects everyone, including your good name. Be transparent about where the money goes and how much of each gift reaches the work, because your champions are vouching for you and they deserve to answer that question honestly. If you use a fundraising platform, understand its fees before you promote it, so neither you nor your donors are surprised by what is deducted. Handle personal information properly. You will end up with details about both fundraisers and their donors, so collect only what you need, store it safely, and use it only in the way people agreed to, following the privacy rules where you operate. Be careful too with tax receipts and any claims about them, because the rules on who can issue a receipt and for which gifts vary by country, and this is one area to check the official source rather than guess. And if you ever promote a campaign using something like the Google Ad Grant, remember that the charity applies for and manages its own grant directly, so treat setting it up and running it as your own responsibility, not something anyone can simply hand to you. Start with one campaign. If all of this feels like a lot, here is the reassuring part. You do not build a peer-to-peer program all at once. You start with one campaign and one willing person. Look at the supporters you already have and find a handful who clearly love your cause, the ones who reply, who show up, who already tell their friends about you. Ask just one of them if they would be willing to fundraise around a moment that suits them and walk beside them through it. Give them the page, the story, the quick replies, and the warm thanks. Watch what works and what confuses people and write down what you learn. That single small campaign teaches you more than any amount of planning, and it gives you a real example to show the next person. Grow it slowly, one good experience at a time, and let your happiest fundraisers become the proof that draws in the rest. A small charity does not need 100 fundraisers on day one. It needs one good first story, told well, and the patience to build from there. Quick recap. Let us pull it together. Peer-to-peer fundraising means letting your supporters raise money for you from their own networks, so the ask travels through people who are already trusted. It works because it borrows that trust and reaches people you never could at almost no cost. Attach each campaign to a moment, a birthday, a challenge, a shared week, so your champion has a story and a deadline. Make saying yes effortless, with a ready page, a short kit, and fast, warm replies. Hand your fundraiser a real story to tell, then let them add their own personal why. Thank the fundraiser at least as warmly as the donor, because a happy champion comes back and brings others. Mind the money, the fees, the data, and the rules, and check the official source before making any claim about receipts or grants. And start with just one willing person and one campaign, then grow from the proof. Peer-to-peer fundraising is really just an old truth dressed in new tools. People give most readily when someone they trust does the asking, and your supporters are quietly ready to be that someone if only you make it easy and thank them well. You cannot promise anyone a particular result, and you should never pretend to. But if you let the people who already believe in you carry your message to the people who already believe in them, your reach grows far beyond anything your small budget could buy. If this way of thinking is useful, subscribe for more practical charity marketing you can actually use, and look for the companion written guide linked below if you would like this laid out step by step. I will keep turning it into calm, doable steps, one video at a time.